Hi Simran, I'm working on problem number 4 for you. I went ahead and copied the problem from your homework, and it looks like we can totally add a plus c to get rid of the x's from there. So we have an equation in y and z. And the next step, I multiplied the second equation with 2 to get 6 in front of the x, or negative 6 in front of the x, and I multiplied c with negative 1. So I added b, 2 times b plus a negative c. That way I can again get rid of the x's here. So once I do that, I got two nice equations in x and y. I'm sorry, y and z. Y plus 8z equals negative 18. Okay, so now we are going to, let's see which variable is easy to eliminate. Um, Looks like it's easy to eliminate. I can multiply the first equation with negative 4, and I can get rid of the z's from here. So it gives me negative 24. Actually, it would become positive 24. This was a y plus 8z. Yep. If I multiply the first equation with negative 4, positive 24y minus 8z equals 8. Second equation is y plus 8z equals negative 18. Let's go ahead and add these equations. So we get 25y equals negative 18 plus 8. Which actually, this is going to be, we need to multiply everything on both sides. So this is going to be negative 32. So negative 32 and negative 18 is actually going to become negative 50. Y would turn out to be negative 2 in this case. And once we know the y, we can plug this y back into this equation or this equation, doesn't matter which one. Let's go plug it into negative 6y plus 2z equals 8. So negative 6 times y, which is negative 2, plus 2z equals 8. 12 plus 2z equals 8. 2z is 8, take away 12, which is going to be negative 4. Z comes out to be negative 2. And once we have the y and the z, we can choose to plug into any equation. Let's go ahead and plug into the first one. 6x minus y is negative 2. That would become a positive 2. And z is also negative 2. That would become negative 12 equals 2. 6x minus 10 equals 2. 6x equals positive 12. X comes out to be positive 2. So my coordinate pair here would be 2, comma, negative 2. And z is also negative 2. And that should be our answer here. All right, so let's check number 5 as well. In case it gives you any hard time, I'm going to go over on 5 also. 5 is 6x plus 3y plus z equals negative 5. 12x minus 3y minus 5z equals negative 17. Negative 24x minus 3y plus 5z equals 29. Okay, so I'm going to call this A, B, and C. So what we can do is we can go ahead and add A and B, and then add A and C. This way, we can get rid of the y's from here. So if I add A and B, 12 plus 6 is 18x. The y's are gone. And minus 4z equals 17 plus 5 is 22 plus 10 is 32, and it's going to be negative. Oh, no. No. 17 plus 5 is 22. We're just adding these a plus b. It's going to be negative 22. Now, let's go ahead and add a and c. If I add a and c, 6x minus 24x is going to be negative 18x. The y's will be gone, plus 6z equals 29 minus 5 is going to be positive 24. At this point, we can work, actually, I'm just going to leave them like that because I see the x coordinates already opposite here. Otherwise, I was thinking about dividing both sides with some number to make, to get to like easier equations. But I think it's just easy if I go ahead and add these two equations. because I already have the numbers in front of x, 18 and negative 18, and that was the goal. So if I add these two equations, let's just call it this d and e. If I do d plus e, 18x minus 18x is just going to be 0. Negative 4z plus 6z is positive 2z. Negative 22 plus 24 is 2. Z comes out to be 1 in this case. Once we know the z, we can find out the others. We can replace z by 1 in here. We get negative 18x plus 6 equals 24. Negative 18x equals positive 18. X comes out to be negative 1. Okay, so we got the x and the z. To find the y, we can, plug them back into first equation. Second, sorry, it was problem number 5. We can plug x and z in here. So let's replace x by negative 1. 6 times negative 1. We're looking for y and z by positive 1. Negative 5. Negative 6 plus 3y plus 1 equals 5. Negative 5 plus 3y equals 5. 3y equals 0. Y turns out to be 0. Because 0 divided by 3 is still going to be 0. Let's also check out number 6. Let me copy the problem. We got negative 3x plus y plus 6z equals negative 13. Negative 6x minus 6y minus 2z is negative 32. 2x plus 2y minus 5z equals 23. All right, so for this problem, it doesn't matter which variable we get rid of. It's equally hard, I think, in every single case. But I'm thinking about getting rid of the y's, so I can get down to two equations that are in x and z only. So I'm going to multiply the first equation with negative 2 and then add it to the third equation. Okay, so it becomes negative 3 times negative 2 is positive 6x minus 2y minus 12z equals, I'm multiplying with the negative 2, that would be positive 26. And 2x plus 2y minus 5z equals 23. Now, when we add them up, 8x minus 17z equals 26 plus 23. It's going to be 949. All right, now what we can do is we can work with, we just dealt with A and C. We can deal with B and C, or we can deal with A and B. So let's go ahead and deal with, doesn't really matter. It just cannot be the same two equations. We cannot use A and C. We can use the combination of A and B, or we can use a combination of B and C. It's up to us. So I'm just trying to think about which one would be easier. I'm going to go ahead and use the combination of B and C. So what I'll do is I'll multiply. I'm going to do B plus 3 times the third equation. So first B as it is. C is multiply the C equation with the 3. 6x plus 6x plus multiplying with the 3, right? 6y minus 15z equals 23 times 3. 23 times 3 is going to be 969. Yeah, 69. Okay, let's go ahead and add these up now, and we can get rid of these. So that's negative 5x. Nope, positive 5x, because we're doing 6x minus x. So that's 5x minus 17z equals 69 take away 32. 9 take away 2 is 7. 6 take away 3 is 3, and it's going to be positive. Okay, so good thing 5x minus 17z equals 37. Nice thing that the variables of 17 are kind of same. They're not opposite. So I can multiply this second equation with a negative 1 to make the variables opposite. 8x minus 5x is going to be 3x. 49 take away 37. 9 take away 7 is 2. 4 take away 3 is 1, right? Yeah. X comes out to be 4. And once we know the x, finding the other variables is really not that terrible. We can use the x in here to find the z, and then we can just go back to the initial equation to find our remaining variables. Hopefully it makes sense. I'm sorry for getting back to you late. I have been under the weather and I've not been feeling good since yesterday. Right?